The day I fired him, he was mopping the same tile for the third time, and I laughed while I did it. Get out of my building, old man. You're slowing down the entire floor. Security, escort this relic to the street. His name tag, Red Henry. Faded blue uniform, cracked knuckles, eyes that never quite met mine. 72 years old, if he was a day. I was 38, untouchable, and the youngest CEO this company had ever seen. Wall Street called me a genius. My board called me decisive. That was 9:17 a.m. on a Tuesday. By 9:41, the boardroom on the 42nd floor smelled like fresh coffee and fear. 12 directors sat waiting for me. The quarterly numbers were ugly. I had prepared the usual speech, blame last quarter's weather, praise my cost-cutting, promise blood next time. I pushed open the glass doors with both hands. Every single one of them stood up. Not for me. They were facing the far corner where the service door had just clicked shut. There he was, Henry, still in that same janitor's uniform, mop and bucket gone. He walked straight to the head of the table like he owned the carpet under his shoes. The directors didn't sit until he did. I froze halfway to my chair. What the hell is this? The chairman, a man who had never looked at me with anything warmer than mild contempt, turned and said 2 words I will never forget. Good morning, sir. Sir. My stomach dropped 6 floors. Henry looked at me for the first time all morning. Those tired eyes weren't tired anymore. They were sharp enough to cut glass. Marcus Hale, he said, voice low and calm. You fired the founder of this company in front of 40 employees. Would you like to do it again, this time on camera? The room was so quiet I could hear the air conditioning hiss. I laughed. It came out broken. You're the cleaner. I saw your time card. You've been here 6 months. Correct, he said. And the 6 months before that I cleaned the Dallas office. Before that, Chicago. Before that, London. I go where the reports don't. I talk to the night shift girls who cry in the stairwell. I read what my people write on the bathroom mirrors when they think no one's watching. He slid a thin black folder across the polished table. My name was printed on the tab in gold letters. Inside were photographs. Me screaming at a receptionist on her first day. Me deleting 3 weeks of customer service tickets because the complaints mentioned my name. Me accepting a 7-figure bonus the same week we laid off 200 factory workers in Ohio. Every sin, dated, timed, witnessed. I felt the blood leave my face. You're the ghost, I whispered. The legend every executive whispered about, but no one believed. The anonymous founder who had stepped down 21 years ago after building a $2 billion empire from a garage in Pittsburgh. The man who still held 51% of the voting shares and had never once appeared in a yearly report. Henry, no, Mr. Whitaker, leaned back. I gave this company my name once. Then I gave it my silence. I wanted to see what men like you would do with it when you thought no one was looking. The chairman cleared his throat. The board has voted unanimously. Effective immediately, you are terminated for cause. Your severance is exactly what you gave Maria Delgado last month when you fired her for taking an extra bathroom break. 0. I tried to speak. Nothing came out. Mr. Whitaker stood. The entire room stood with him. Before you leave, Marcus, I want you to understand one thing. I didn't come here to catch you. I came here hoping you'd be better than this. Every branch I visit, I pray the person at the top remembers that the floor still needs to be mopped by human hands. He walked past me, the same slow, deliberate steps I had mocked an hour earlier. At the door he paused. Oh, and one more thing. He reached into his pocket and pulled out the cheap plastic name tag he had worn that morning. Henry. He pressed it into my palm. The plastic was still warm. Keep it. You're going to need a new job title. The security guards who had dragged him out earlier were now waiting for me. Same 2 men. Their expressions had changed. They looked at me like something stuck to the bottom of a shoe. I rode the elevator down 42 floors with that name tag burning a hole in my fist. When the doors opened on the lobby, every head turned. The same employees who had watched me humiliate an old man now watched me carry my own box of belongings to the revolving door. Outside, The morning air smelled like rain and exhaust. I stood on the sidewalk for a long time, staring at the building that used to have my name on the side. Up on the top floor, I knew they were already erasing me. New signatures, new passwords, new future. And somewhere in that same building, an old man in a faded blue uniform was probably back on his knees, wiping a scuff mark off the marble. Only now, every director on the board would stand when he walked into the room. I looked down at the name tag in my hand. Henry, the man who had built everything. The man I had thrown away like yesterday's trash. I still don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. But I do know this. The next time I see an old man mopping a floor, I won't say a word. I'll just hold the door open and call him sir.